Chapter 17. Change happens and is sometimes needed. It had been a month since starting my new fitness journey, and my schedule changed completely. After receiving my personal training certification, I was able to start my learning process. I went to the gym about 8 a.m. and left close to 8 p.m. It was getting difficult to cook every day as I had done in the past when I was at home all day. Coming home after doing a 12-hour shift and then cooking for myself was the last thing on my mind. I noticed that I was skipping meals because of the lack of food I prepared. My fast food runs were increasing more and more by the week. I knew I had to come up with a solution for this new problem, but I didn't know what to do. Before I started working at the gym, exercise was fairly easy because I had all the time during the day to go to the gym myself. Now that I was working, it was hard to exercise before or after work. It seemed impossible to work out after 9 p.m. I was so used to doing it in the morning or any time of the day I pleased. I met some new friends at the gym and began to go out frequently with them every weekend. Unfortunately, I developed a bad habit of joining my friends at the Waffle House after the club let out. I ate like a pig at my favorite restaurants, only to wake up the next morning upset with myself because of my poor choices. My good eating habits were falling apart, and the switch from being home all the time to having a social life affected my weight loss. I was having a time of my life, but I noticed my commitment to change for the best was being overshadowed. I came up upon a crossroad between having fun with my new friends and making the right choices to lose my weight. The choice was only hard because it was a great feeling to be needed by others and spend fun time with them. My weight loss was at a standstill. My frustration with myself grew stronger and stronger by the week. I knew what I needed to do to lose weight, but I didn't know how to make the right choices day in and day out. One day, a trainer I was shadowing was talking to his client about meal preparation. Never in my life have I heard of this term. I knew about leftovers, of course, but not meal prep. I learned that meal prep is a term used to cook a mass amount of food at one time so you can have them available for the following days. The thought of warming up food that was 2 or 3 days old was disgusting. The trainer was teaching the client concept of changing his routine first if he wanted to change the way he looked. That advice stuck in my head all day, and I looked at my journey and saw the things I was not willing to change. I had made some positive modifications like not sleeping the whole morning, eating healthier meals, sticking to my exercise regimen. Later that evening, I pulled a trainer to the side and asked him about his technique of meal prepping. He said that meal prepping helped to keep one on track with a daily eating schedule. He told me that he cooked his food 2 or 3 times a week in a mass amount. He said he was too tired in the morning or after work to cook all the food he needed to consume daily. I told him that I was having a hard time eating meals every 3 hours. He led me to the trainer's break room and pulled out a bag with several containers filled with food. He showed me his 6-pack abs and said, "Remember, abs are made in the kitchen." After work, I rushed home and wrote down on a piece of paper all of the things that I needed to change so I could become a completely new person. The first thing I wrote down was that I needed to try the meal prep technique. The same night, I went to the store and bought Tupperware and large amounts of food. When I returned home, I put on some music and started my meal prep process. I cooked turkey burgers, grilled chicken, grilled fish, sweet potatoes, scrambled eggs for breakfast, and veggies. I stored all the food in the new Tupperware containers and placed them in the refrigerator. I was proud of my effort and told the whole world about my new meal prep approach. The food looked great, but I was hoping it would taste as good as it looked 3 days from then. Over the next few days, I woke up in the morning, grabbed a Tupperware from the refrigerator, and placed it in the bag I took to work. After warming up the food in the microwave, I was quite surprised how good the food tasted. I guess the Tupperware seals in the taste and flavor better than a bowl covered with aluminum foil, which is how I did it in my old college days. The meal prep worked out great for my eating schedule. My daytime trips to the fast food restaurants were cut to zero, and I noticed the pounds dropping off. Meal prepping takes a few hours of my Sunday, but not having to cook after work when I'm tired from being on my feet all day is well worth it. Changing my environment. We all have heard the saying that we are a product of our environment. At that time in my life, my environment was affecting my decisions with my weight loss journey. I made some new friends from the gym and even more from my social activities. Going to bars, clubs, and other social events only seemed to hinder my success. You must remember that I had basically been housebound for close to a year after my NFL career ended. I look forward to being around nice people and enjoying good music every weekend. Many nights were spent drinking alcohol and then eating at fast food spots in order to absorb all the liquor. Did I order salads or wraps? Nope. I told myself that I needed to eat greasy foods to soak up the alcohol. This excuse made me feel better about my decision at the time when ordering my food, but never felt good the next morning when I stepped on a scale. I repeated this cycle almost every weekend. All my hard work during the week of exercising and eating well went right out the window. Monday through Thursday, I was thoroughly following my eating and exercise plan until the weekend approached. I had tracked my progress for the last 4 weeks and noticed I only lost 4 pounds. There needed to be a change because I worked too hard during the week to give it all away for a few nights of fun. One Sunday, I sat back and asked myself what I wanted more, to hit the weight loss goals or continue to wreck my diet plan by partying on the weekends. Of course, the answer was my weight loss goals, but I wasn't ready to give up the social life. I made a bet with myself to help me make the right decision. I could still go out, but only if I ate food listed in my food guide. I created a food guide with a list of lean meats, complex carbohydrates, fruits, veggies, and healthy fats. The bet was set in stone, and I was ready for my challenge for the upcoming weekend. My buddies called me during the week and asked if I wanted to join them for a house party on Saturday. My plans were open, and I decided to take them up on the invitation. As usual, I followed my eating and exercise routines Monday through Friday, but we both know the real challenges appear on Saturday. Saturday finally arrived, and I knew I had to be strong with my discipline and make the right food choices. I ate my healthy dinner before leaving the house, so I would be sure to be full before arriving. When I got to the party, you would have thought it was Thanksgiving with all the food and desserts on the table. My eyes opened up wide like I was a kid staring at gifts under the Christmas tree. I went straight to the bathroom and tried to get myself together. I looked at the mirror and said, "Terrence, you are stronger than that food, so keep it together." I walked out of the bathroom, and one of my buddies immediately shoved an alcoholic drink in my hand and told me to enjoy. I started drinking it and enjoying myself until the hunger pain started to come along. People around me were eating, and the food looked so damn good. I got up and walked around the food and dessert table, telling myself to sit back down. Then I sat back down again and continued to drink more alcohol. An hour passed, my resolve tanked, and I grabbed a plate and piled on the food and desserts. The food tasted delicious and desserts were amazing. I drove into that plate like it was my last meal on earth. I took my last bite and put the plate on the table. I sat back knowing I had just lost a bet and I needed to make a change and make it fast. I stayed the rest of the night at the house party because I knew it would be my last one until I could show better discipline. The next morning, I woke up disgusted with myself and was scared to step on a scale. I made a promise to myself that I would not go out and be in an environment that can cause me to make bad decisions. We all know that distractions and peer pressure are hard to fight, especially if you are like me and hate to let people down. I also tend to fall into peer pressure because I am very competitive and don't like to look weak in front of anyone. I need to make the best decision for Terrence Pennington and no one else. Since I lost the bet, I had to make the decision to cut out my social activities until I increase my level of discipline. Being a leader of your life means there will be times when you have to make the right decision for yourself, even if it disappoints others. That Sunday evening, I called my buddies and told them that I would be cutting out my weekend partying because it was causing me to have setbacks. They all tried to convince me otherwise, but at the end of the day, I knew that wasn't best for my goals. Now that I had subtracted the social activities from my life, I wanted to replace them with something I enjoyed, so I would not have the feeling of missing out. The fear of missing out can affect us because we only have one life and we do not want to miss out on things that we have or we may regret later. This lesson reminds me of the time I had to cut out my social life months before the NFL draft. My NFL agent sat down with me and said, "Terrence, your friends and the fun will always be there. Take advantage of this opportunity to change your life and reach the ultimate goal. The next few months before the draft are very important, and you need to stay away from alcohol, drugs, and people that don't add value to you." It's funny to think that I was in the same predicament, and I knew I had to make the right decision for me. Instead of going out on the weekends, I discovered Netflix and enjoyed staying home watching full season episodes of television shows. I picked up other hobbies such as playing miniature golf, bowling, and reading. These activities were fun and they helped me to stay focused on my goals. I was happy with my weight loss results every week and noticed my willpower strengthening. I suggest you look at your environment, your household, workplace, and friends. Ask yourself if the people you surround yourself with are helping you reach your goals or holding you back. You must make the right choice now that is best for your goals. Your support system and real friends should be happy to help you reach your goals. Journaling. Number 1, do you follow a certain food guy? Yes or no? If no, reach out to me at www.thetpexperience.com.